Fox 44 News Weekend with PJ Heussner.
Good evening and thank you for joining us on Fox 44 News at 9. I'm PJ Heussner.
Unrest continues in Peru, where dozens of people have been detained after a week of violent anti-government protesting.
We don't know too much about the victims quite yet. Authorities are waiting to release the names until their families have been notified. But here's what we know so far. Tow truck drivers in our area say if you get stranded, stay in your car until help arrives and don't try to fix your car yourself, especially in the extreme cold. The cost of a Texas Thanksgiving meal is lower than the national average, but I'm going to see for myself. The groundbreaking of the new Waco High School hits home for so many people in Waco, including myself, actually. My dad went to high school here and graduated in 1974, but then it was called Richfield High. The Waco Police Department is helping students quite literally jump back into school on Monday. This is just one of the many activities at the Summer Back to School Bash. Now, the Beto O'Rourke College Tour is focused on young voters across the state. And what better way to track down these young voters than a popular hangout spot among Baylor students? Freight.
Lake officials say one of the most important safety tips to follow is to wear your life jacket. But just make sure it's your size.
Now, the spirits were just incredibly high today because the students' grades have been here at Hines Elementary School, as well as outstanding attendance.
This is a season to watch your spending, but also watch your surroundings, especially when you get out of the car. It's not just for fully certified teachers. Waco ISD is offering sign-on bonuses for counselors, librarians, registered nurses, and even police officers. Thanks, MMJ. Well, they talked crime statistics in Killeen, resolutions, and where the committee stands after a council member attempted to dissolve it earlier this month.
Hundreds have gathered here for different reasons. We're on this walk actually right now headed back to Rutter's Plaza, but here with me is Sydney. She is a student here at Texas A&M who has a reason of her own for why she's walking. Sydney, can you tell us why you're walking?
So it's fairly quiet in here now, but just moments ago this museum was filled with wonderful music from the mariachi, and now it's filled in the hearts of event goers as they walk the halls of the museum and celebrate Hispanic Heritage Month.
Tonight is a great opportunity to learn more about the Alzheimer's Association and also the fundraiser, including how to sign up. But don't take it from me, take it from the expert over here. We're here in Lorena at Leopard Stadium. Teresa just finished her last lap for the Fallen Heroes. Teresa, are you tired?
Kind of.
Natural disasters, inflation, rising costs on your car and home repairs are all factors that, if you're a Texan, will hitch a ride on your insurance coverage. If you've somehow been able to dodge the winter storms, hailstorms, the lightning strikes, the flooding, and the wildfires in Texas, you probably haven't been able to outrun the other threat: insurance rate increases.
The frequency of these catastrophic events has increased in terms of the power of the storms and the frequency of the storms.
With the cost of construction increasing, it's the perfect storm.
These things that are happening are making insurance more expensive in Texas.
The insurance industry is not immune to inflation.
Insurance companies are paying out considerably more than they would have had to in the past because these things are complicating their costs.
Rob Bott is an insurance agent with LendingTree. He says when the insurance company's rates go up, they pass those costs along to the customers in the form of higher rates.
I think most of your viewers have probably seen their rates go up, or if they haven't, they are likely to see them go up in the future.
If you've been hit with an increase, it has probably made your bills to income ratio start to look a little worse.
Now it's getting to the point where it's reaching a level where you just can't take it for granted, where it's actually creating pain and hardship for a lot of people.
Bott says the only way we'd be able to get relief.
The easing of inflation will help a little bit in terms of it may slow down the rate in which prices increase.
Or if the frequency of natural disasters in Texas lessens.
Weather is unpredictable. We can't really control that, so we're kind of just at the mercy of it.
In Waco, PJ Heussner, Fox 44 News. Peyton Washington dominated every match she stepped foot on, earning 10 national championships, 3 world silver medals, and 4 majors championships. All before her life flipped upside down.
The ringing was loud. I couldn't really hear anything except like all my friends screaming.
In April of 2023, she woke up in the hospital with a shattered spleen, damaged diaphragm and pancreas, 2 holes in her stomach, and 32 staples. Peyton had been shot 3 times after she and her teammate accidentally entered the wrong car in an H-E-B parking lot in Elgin. It was the car of Pedro Tello Rodriguez Jr.
He screamed profanity and then shot the car 14 times.
Despite getting shot twice in the hip and once in the back, Peyton ran for her life.
Driving 100 miles an hour down the road, so that's all I was really thinking. I didn't know I got shot at the time.
The wound damaged her stomach and caused the removal of her spleen and part of her pancreas, but she never thought she was going to die. She had big plans.
In the Natty, be on the mat with my team, having fun.
Doctors anticipated a 3-month hospital stay, but Peyton was ready to go after a week.
I'm really excited and I'm proud of myself. I didn't know that in less than a year I would be back. I don't think anyone thought that either.
As soon as she was cleared for physical activity,
I went to the gym that night with my friends to see if I could tumble because I was scared. I didn't know what it was going to be like, but I did some passes. My friends were so excited, my coaches, and I knew from there it was going to be a journey, but it was one that I could do. So.
Almost a year later, Peyton shies away from fireworks and avoids certain types of cars, but she's not afraid of changing her narrative.
I wanted to be known for my skills.
Known across the country for what happened to her, Peyton is proving she's not a victim. She's victorious.
If I can prove that I can come back in my sport, especially because of what I did, that truly shows like how passionate I am about it.
So she's back on the tumbling mat, this time at Baylor University with her new teammates on the acrobatics and tumbling team.
I'm putting all of my effort into it 100%, and I want to show everyone that.
I seen the deceased dog.
But Jeffrey Rich's discoveries at the Marlin Animal Shelter didn't stop there.
I seen the dogs were covered in feces, no food, no water. The bowls were really dry. It looked like they hadn't been fed in a minute.
So he took to Facebook to expose what he found at the animal shelter, gaining the support from people all over the country.
Whenever I seen the dead dog, that's whenever I was like, I gotta do something, because they had it just laying there like it was nothing.
Marlin residents are now asking who's to blame.
This is the disgrace for Marlin.
Some pointing fingers at those supposed to be looking after the dogs. Other people, like Rich, are blaming the police chief for mishandling the case.
He tried to blow it off and really just wanted to know what needed to be done for me to delete the videos.
He says the chief asked him to delete the video evidence of the dogs and was even trying to hide the dogs' bodies.
Before the sheriffs and stuff had got involved, he was already in the animals and already in there. I heard he disposed of the dead body, went and dumped it off somewhere, and then was picking up the dog poop and stuff like that.
A total of 11 dogs were rescued from the shelter today, and 2 dogs were found dead.
I know that there was 2 for a fact. However, I did come up to the dog shelter around 2 or 3 weeks ago, and none of the dogs that were there the last 2 or 3 weeks weren't there today.
I tried to speak to Marlin Police Chief James Hummel about Rich's allegations, but he would not comment.